Alright, what is going on, guys? It is your boy TKD123 here, back again with another video here on PlayStation Source, and we got some big news. Okay, so this broke legit later in the day yesterday, and I was about to stream, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wait a little bit, I'm gonna do some research, and I'll come back and I'll bring it to you all today. So without further ado, let's go over. Y'all see the title, y'all see the thumbnail. The lights aren't red, thank God, because I hate red, but it is true, guys. Sony Santa Monica is working on another game. Yes, after they did just announce God of War Ragnarok a few months back at the PS5 reveal showcase, well, the second one technically, the one where they opened the pre-orders that did not go as well, y'all remember. But God of War Ragnarok, of course, is still in development at Sony Santa Monica. However, they just put up a new job listing here for the studio that they're looking for some new talent for an unannounced title. So I'll read the direct quote here. This is from a tweet, link below in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. We are seeking an experienced art director for the development of a new unannounced title. If you've got what it takes to guide and inspire our team to deliver best-in-class visual quality, apply here. So I mean, side note, if you're any artist out there, if you're a well-renowned art director, or you feel you got the chops to do it, feel free to apply here at Sony Santa Monica. Help create the next iteration of PlayStation games. But oh my gosh, guys, we're getting a new unannounced title, a new IP from Sony Santa Monica. The studio that brought us the God of War series is back with a vengeance. I can't wait to see what this happens here. Now, there's a few things that I think that this could be. Well, not really a few things, maybe just one thing that I think it really could be. But there are a lot of things that have been pretty interesting about Sony Santa Monica, right? So one of them, of course, the homie Corey Barlog, shout out to him, you know what I'm saying, big homie dog, was good, Corey Barlog, right? Over the past few weeks and months, I've been observing his Twitter account. I hope that I can find examples of his iterations of his profile picture and his, banner and everything on Twitter. But when I was trying to find some examples earlier on today, I couldn't quite find any. I'm going to try again, and hopefully I'll have examples here. But his profile on Twitter has been a little bit kind of conspicuous, if you will, kind of mysterious, if you will. He's posted a lot of cryptic things in his bio. He's had the cosmos up on his banner, if I remember correctly. He's had a lot of space things in his profile picture and everything that tend to, have been pretty random. Now it's not any of those things. Now it's just, I believe it's some stuff about the election, which, shout out to President Biden, much love. But that's kind of been the trend that he's had over the past few weeks and months, is that he's been kind of leaning into this sci-fi type of aesthetic in terms of his banner and profile picture and all that good stuff on Twitter, right? So a couple of people ran with it, right, and assumed that this was, kind of telling that they could be developing something else in Sony Santa Monica that involves sci-fi, right? So a couple of different publications did go and run with that story and directly cited that Corey Barlog changing his Avi and banner was ultimately par for the course for him, potentially working on a new game that is not God of War Ragnarok. And so after that all came out, he flat out directly said he's not. So he put up a tweet that was pretty much quote tweeting a comicbook.com article about this whole thing, about potentially Corey teasing some sort of new game from the studio, and he said no, he's not happening. So obviously you gotta see what he says, and you gotta assume that he was telling the truth there, that maybe this new game is not sci-fi related, you know what I'm saying, and that it's not taking place in some sort of space environment. Maybe it's not, and we gotta really look at that, and we can't just overlook it. But at the same time, I'm gonna speculate more. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna speculate more, okay? Corey, I see you. I hear you, Corey. I understand that you said no, it's not, but I'm gonna push it just a little bit further, okay? Just a little bit further, okay? If we recall back a few years before God of War 2018 came out, okay? And of course, we can see this prominently in Raising Kratos, the God of War 2018 documentary. If you haven't watched it, please go watch it. It's phenomenal. But in that documentary, of course, in the early, 2012, 2013, 2014 region of the PS4 generation, Sony Santa Monica did undergo did go through a lot of unfortunate job losses at the studio. A lot of cuts were made, etc., and they were actually in development on a new IP within the studio. And so this was going to be a really big game. Apparently there was some details that were out on this game as well that I'll read off here to a short degree. What happened was that this game was going to be a new IP. It was going to be sci-fi related in an open world, and it was in development for 4 years when it was canceled, allegedly, right? And they were also set to unveil this at E3 2015, but then it was cut, it was canceled, all the good stuff, and then that's how we got God of War 2018 later on in 2018. And so there were some different stills and concept art release of this game, and I gotta say, it looks really intriguing. It looks super cool. It has definitely, obviously, a like futuristic type of vibe, and we see all these different planets and landscapes and all that, and all this, there's this weird also look too of these like dinosaur looking creatures in like some very apocalyptic climate type of environment looking, and it looks really enticing. It looks super cool. It looks right up my alley, and I think that there's already so much vision that you can see in these few concept art stills that we've gotten, that it seems like they really had a good kind of reading on what this IP was going to be, and I would love for them to be able to revive this IP, for the PS5, and this was their next game, right? Now, obviously, this was developed on PS4, so clearly that would take a lot of work to be able to append, this whole project and, make it compatible and work with PS5. I know that could be one thing in itself, and that some of the core systems could potentially be so sewn into the PlayStation 4 architecture that it might not even be possible or be straightforward to really transfer it. But nonetheless, I think it'd be super cool to see this someday. I'm not saying that it is, what I'm saying? I'm just speculating, and I really think that this is what I would personally like to see from them. In terms of a new IP, if they were to do it, right? I'm a big sci-fi fan, so obviously I'm very biased on that standpoint, but I would love to see something like this. And ultimately, I love the God of War series. I love God of War 2018. So for me, honestly, other than Ascension, which wasn't the greatest God of War game in the world, they really haven't let me down, to be completely honest. So I'm down to see what they bring up in terms of a new IP. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. What do you want to see from Sony Santa Monica? What do you think the new IP is? What are your thoughts on it? What do you want to see? What you don't want to see? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below, and make sure also, while you are down there, you can check out our description where you can find links to our Discord, our Twitter, and our Anchor link. That way you can listen to our long form content in podcast format. Those of course being Road 2 series as well as Save Slot podcast, debuting every Sunday from here on out. And Road 2 series will be announced as soon as we get some release dates for these damn games. Where is Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart? When is that coming out? I don't know. I want to make a Road 2 series about it. Let's go. But as soon as we know the release date, you will get Road 2 series starting very shortly after that. Like the video if you enjoyed it, as well as hit subscribe to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. Thank you all for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.